Hello everyone. Welcome to Talking English with Jasper. And today we will talking about the topics of features is water cycle and today and the last time we talked about is jobs. It's a social studies. It's social studies, and now we are learning in science. Are you excited? If yes, set it down below, and let's go. You know, water is a part that can be that we need in our life. We need water to take a bath, cleaning our teeth, or clean dishes, or drink too. So 75% on our earth in the earth is covered with water. But all of that water is salt water, not the kind of water that we usually drink. Okay, like that. We don't usually drink salt water because it's too salty. And some of the farmers take the salt water so they can make salt for us to put in our food to eat. And water. And so today you see that some people ask that. Let me see. Okay. Some people ask that why is rain? Where is rain come from? And how did the sky be made rain? So this is the answer. It's been made by a water cycle. What is a water cycle? A water cycle is like a circle where in a circle is what that water transform in a circle, like it go round and round and round. I will talk about first. So first thing first, I will talk about the first part of the water cycle. The first part of the water cycle is evaporation. Evaporations mean that the water rise up in the air, but by the air, and it form water vapor. And how can this evaporation thing happen? It happens when the heat of the sun come down the rivers or sea, and the water become water vapor, and it rise into the air. And the second is then it's condense. It form a cloud by condensation. Why it can form a cloud? It can form a cloud when the air rise up, and when you are high up in a mountain, it's quite cold, and when the temperature is cold, the air, the water vapor will condense, they will make cold, and they form clouds. And then the wind push the clouds to our city or our village, and then and the cloud will fall down, or sometimes it's the snow too. And what is that process called? It's called precipitations. Precipitations. That is the word precipitation. It's a process when the water is fall from the cloud into the ground and flow to the river, and the river just take the water and go and take to the sea, and then it happens again like that. We will see it's usually rain in our country, but in other countries like USA or Canada, sometimes it's snowing. Why? Because the reason that the country is close to the north pole, and usually the North Pole is quite really, and they far from the equator. When things are close to the equators and they are hotter, like Africa have an equator go across the country, so it's hot. Yeah, and like the USA and the Canada is a bit far from the equator to the north, so they're close to the North Pole on the top, so they are cold enough. And when that's really cold, and then when they are really cold, and then the cloud that have water in that flows to the cold region, and then the cold weather make the water freeze, and then it flows back to the earth, and then it when in spring it form water and flow back to the sea. And so what did water vapor help us, and where did it happens like the most? So to answer that two questions, I will answer it now, okay? And so it will happen where it happens the most is it will happen the most in some countryside, or some city near the some city near the sea, or near a lake, a river, that they will happen the most of the time. Not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes we are affected by a hurricane too. A hurricane is some of they make a really strong, when it comes through our country. It made a really strong rain and really strong wind. You know that. When we may be affected by the hurricane on another city or another country, and it will rain. It rain all day. Some countries like that, and some, and when sorry. So now I will explain about the equator a little bit, because I think some people will ask what is the equator. So equator is the line that that goes across the earth, and the equator always face the sun, face like straight at the sun. So some reason like Africa have some savannas or some deserts. Why? Because it have an equator. It have an equator go across the country. That's why it's so hot. And so, do you learn something today? If you did, just like for me, and you can have a comment below so I can know something to improve my videos. And it is time for me to go. And goodbye.